Hello, hello, and happy new year to everybody. Welcome to the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. If you are new to our page, we are the IEP Coach LLC. We are a consulting education company, and we specialize in providing training to special education leaders and teams so they can thrive in their roles and keep their schools out of litigation. Okay, that's just a little bit about us at the IEP Coach, and we go live every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about all things special education. All right, so if you are tuning in, please drop where you are tuning in from. We are here on the East Coast in Philly. It is cold outside. It is very cold outside. I hope everybody had a blessed, enjoyable, and safe winter break. I know everybody went back to work today. You're like, ah, but it's a new year, new you, new year to tackle any goals, and make any improvements. All right. So as always, make sure you share out this live. But before you share out this live, I want to remind you to make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. I have the link in the show notes. Didn't forget this time, but I'm also going to drop the link here. Subscribe to our newsletter. We drop a new edition every single Wednesday. All right. So you want to make sure you subscribe so that way you're the first to know when it drops so you can, of course, read it. Okay, and tonight's topic is things SPED leaders need to stop doing in 2026 and what to do instead. So we're not just going to talk about the problem, we're talking about solutions as well. All right, and we go live on all of our platforms. So we're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and we're going live on our TikTok page as well. Okay. All right, so go ahead and share out this live with as many people as possible, especially if you know SPED leaders. If you know someone who is a SPED, who's overseeing a SPED team, it may need some pointers and some tips. Definitely share out this live with them, or an administrator. Definitely share out this live with them. And as I'm telling you to share it out, I'm sharing it out as well. Alrighty, all right. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comments. Someone on my team will make sure I see it so I can answer your question right here on the live. Okay, so go ahead and drop those. Any questions that you have, because after we finish the content, we'll go right into answering your questions regarding special education. It could be about the topic that we are discussing tonight, or it could be just a question that you've had and you're looking to get an answer to. So go ahead and drop your questions. All right. Let me close this out. Let me make sure everyone can hear me. All righty. All right, let's jump right onto it. All right. So, again, tonight's topic, things SPED leaders need to stop doing in 2026 and what to do instead. So, today we shared a reel about things that SPED leaders need to stop doing in 2026. Okay. So we did that reel just to, of course, speak to the problem, but then tonight we're going to go into some solutions. So, this is not a oh my God, administrators are the problem. SPED leaders are the problem. Like, oh my God, you're horrible. No, we're not doing the blame game. This is about patterns. Okay? So, reality, a lot of charter schools have limited staffing. There's high turnover. There's compliance pressure. Leaders are wearing multiple hats. Okay? What we're talking about tonight are the habits that develop when systems are missing and are not in place, and which leads to leadership failures. Okay, the leader is not a failure. They are not performing how they should because they don't have systems in place. Systems are missing. Okay, this is not about, oh, leadership has failed us. Okay. All right, so these are the problems. I'm just going to recap what we did in our reel today. So this is what SPED leaders need to stop doing in 2026. Stop relying on one person. You have that strong person on your SPED team, that one strong teacher, that one coordinator who knows everything, that one person holding deadlines in their head and everything. This is not a system. This is very risky. Okay, because turnover is high. Like if that person leaves, all that information leaves with them. Your systems can disappear overnight. That knowledge can walk right out the door. Okay? So if you have one resignation, that can collapse your whole SPED team. And the issue is not that the person left, is that the issue is you don't have a strong system in place. Okay? Stop calling, number two, stop calling burnout a teacher issue or a teacher problem. It's not a teacher problem, and burnout isn't about resilience. It's about decision overload. It's about unclear expectations and constant crisis. When you're constantly operating in that eventually takes a toll on you and you burn out. So, SPED teachers are often case managers and service coordinators and behavior support, and they are a teacher. So leaders unintentionally normalize overload. It's like, oh, you're already doing this. Let me add on something else. So burnout, that's feedback. Feedback is telling you where your systems are missing. Okay? So if your SPED teachers are getting burnt out quickly, something's wrong with your systems. Stop offering PD without systems. Okay? Training is not equal to implementation. Okay? Information without structure fades quickly. All right? So, for example, if you do IEP meetings, if you do a training on IEPs, you have no templates, you have no point of reference to visually show your teachers what to do. If you do progress monitoring, if you do a progress monitoring PD with no legit system on how you're going to do the progress monitoring, like where are you going to get the probes? When will you be doing the progress monitoring? Where will you be doing the progress monitoring? Where will all the probes be housed? What do you do with the data? If you have no system and no process for that, it doesn't make sense of doing the training. If you have behavior training with no data structure, because the data, you have to use the data to tell you about the behavior, is what you're doing working. Okay? So PD without systems becomes another thing teachers feel like they're failing at. Number 4, stop last minute compliance scrambling. Oh my gosh. IEPs being done under pressure, progress monitoring being backfiled, services tracked retroactively. Okay, this is going to cost you more. You're going to have to pay compensatory services. You're going to get complaints and credibility loss with families. And when that is lost, they lose trust in you. Okay, so scrambling isn't a strategy. It's risk management after the fact. Like, we have to start being proactive, not operating reactively, operating proactively. Okay, so instead of doing those things, here is what you need to do. So, what changes outcomes isn't working harder, it's leading differently. Okay? So, have clarity with your team. Define clearly what everyone's role is. Who is going to own what? What are you going to own as a leader? What is your team going to own? What are your teachers? What are they going to own? Name the non-negotiables, like what are the deadlines, the documentation that's non-negotiable, the data that's non-negotiable. And clarify what compliance actually looks like to your team, what it looks like at your school. Okay? So when you have clarity, it reduces a lot of the anxiety for everybody on your team. All right? Next, you have clarity. Next, have organization. So systems should live in processes, not people. So you should have your system. It can be, you can have your system listed in a handbook. It can be listed in a OneDrive that everyone has access to, so everyone on the team can see the process or the processes that you have. Okay? Templates, workflows, calendars, shared tools, that should all be organized in its own separate folder. So when, hey, you can have, hey, SPED team 2025, 2026, so you know that's the school year it was. You open that folder, you have other folders that are clearly labeled, calendars, IEP templates, progress monitoring, so they know, hey, when I go in this folder, it's going to give me everything I need regarding progress monitoring. So you will have folders within folders, so that way it's clearly organized. All your systems are clearly organized. Case management should be teachable, not transferable. Okay? So organization is how you protect people from overload. It's how you protect people from getting overwhelmed. Okay? So you're going to have clarity, you're going to have organization. Now you got to have review. This is one piece that SPED leaders tend to forget. Organization. So organization, you're protecting people from the overload. Now, review, like progress monitoring as protection, not paperwork. Okay? So going through having regular reviews of your progress monitoring systems, your IEP meeting systems, your IEP writing systems, your transition planning systems, like having regular review cycles instead of crisis checks, that will help your team a lot. Your data tells the story, not just it doesn't just fill a box. So when you have regularly scheduled review check-ins with your team, and reviewing your processes to make sure everything is working how it's supposed to, this is going to help your team even more, because review is how you stay ahead of is how you stay ahead instead of having to catch up. So when you have regularly check-ins reviews with your team, with your processes, you can catch a hole, you can fix a hole real quick, not put a band-aid on it. No, you can actually fix it, because you are regularly reviewing those systems and checking in with your team. So you know what's going on with your team. You know what they're dealing with. You know problems that they're dealing with. You know about the wins. You know about everything, because you are regularly reviewing. Okay? And then, so you got clarity, you got organization, you have review. Last one is execution. So implementation support is not just expectations. Okay? So follow through after PDs, systems that survive turnover. You have to execute everything well. So with your PDs, actually having a system that follows along with your PD. So you have this PD and then you have this system in place too, right after it. So your team understands how this is supposed to play out. If you're doing a PD on, let's say, behavior management, then you have a system on how to track behavior for all your teachers to use. So they know how to use your workflows. They know how to use your templates. They know how to use the trackers, because you have a system in place. Okay? Follow through after the PD. Okay? Implementation is support. Is not just like an expectation. All right? Execution is what make the systems real. This, like, actually, when you execute, you know that this is working, and if it's not working, you go to your review to fix it so you can better execute. Okay? So now, and I know in many charters you have fewer buffers than districts, because charter schools and districts are not on the same playing field, right? Authorizers and families expect defensible practices. Good intentions doesn't protect your school. Your systems will. So just having parents just taking your word for something, or just having good faith on something, that does not cut it. You actually have to create your systems, execute your systems, have your clarity, have your organization, have your review, have your execution, to make sure your systems are working. This will help you when you're having these meetings, IEP meetings, or even non-IEP meetings with parents, with other leadership. They can see the system that you're using. They'll see the data that you've collected from the system. They can see that you have reviewed this data to make data-driven decisions for the students, to have positive outcomes for your students. Okay? And charter schools leadership isn't just instructional, it's structural. Not just instructional, it's structural as well. Okay? All right. Now, There's no pressure here. If you are a SPED leader and you would like support in your school or with your SPED team or just with you, definitely you can send us a DM. You can schedule a call with us and I can drop the link right here for you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you tuning in. We can drop the link. You can book a call with the IEP coach so we can support you, support your team, support you, the SPED leader, and support your SPED team with the systems in your school. Okay? Because that's what we're doing in 2026. We're not just responding reactively. We're not putting, no, we're done putting band-aids on things and hoping for the best and praying we don't get sued and all that. No, we're not operating like that anymore. Enough is enough. We got to be proactive. You got to get your systems in place. You got to have your clarity. You got to have your organization. You got to have your review, and you have to execute. Okay? So if you are a SPED leader and this sounds like, hey, I need this for me, I need this for my SPED team, I'm going to drop our link in the comments. Also, you can click the link in our bio and schedule a call with us. Schedule a strategic support session with us so we can see how the IEP coach can support you with building the systems in your school. All right? All right. So, while I'm getting the link, are there any questions? Any questions? Any questions about what we discussed tonight? Or if you have a question, a special education question, do you have any questions? At all? Any questions? All right. I'm going to drop the link right now. And if the questions come to you later, feel free to send us an email. Feel free to DM us. We are very responsive. We are very responsive. So I'm going to give you just a few more minutes. If you got, what questions do you have? What questions do you have? You can drop them in the comments. You can drop them in the comments. Alrighty, I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna assume there aren't any. Let me check over here. Let me check TikTok. Do we got any questions in TikTok? Let me check TikTok to see if we have any questions. Okay, I do not see any questions. All right, here is the link to book a call with us. So we can see how we can help you, the SPED leader, with your systems at your school. Alrighty. And again, if the questions come to you later, feel free to DM us, email us. We're very responsive, okay? So, as always, I want you to be kind to yourself. And remember, tomorrow is a brand new day. Tomorrow is a brand new day. All right, everyone, have a great evening, and I will see you guys next week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for another live with the IEP coach in the coaching corner. Peace.